Minecraft spin-offs and alternate games have always been controversial. Whether they are so bad that they die only weeks after release, or are ignored by developers resulting in an untimely decline. But Minecraft Story Mode was different. It released around Minecraft's peak of popularity. It had more active players and interest than any other Minecraft spin-off to date, and today players look back fondly on the game, despite it being discontinued. However, what's not discussed at all is the huge flaw in the game's design, which potentially led to it selling poorly, the very mixed and even negative reception it had upon release, with some players calling it a Microsoft cash grab, and the fact that the game is now impossible to buy and the studio behind it shut down. What happened to Minecraft Story Mode, and how was it potentially doomed to fail almost 10 years ago when it had only just released? And is there a chance it may make a return in the near future? Minecraft Story Mode was the first ever Minecraft spin-off, the episodic, narrative-driven point-and-click game set in a Minecraft-inspired world developed by Telltale, who were known for very successful story-driven games such as The Wolf Among Us and The Walking Dead, was highly anticipated. After releasing on all platforms in late 2015, the game would get various updates every few months in the form of additional episodes until late 2017 with the conclusion of Season 2. In 2018, most of the episodes from the first season would also release on Netflix, and players were hopeful for a new installment. However, Season 3 was never confirmed nor released, and in September of 2018, Telltale Games ultimately shut down, laying off almost all of their workforce, with only about 10% of their employees left remaining to fulfill obligations to partners, which did include releasing Story Mode on Netflix. The closure was very abrupt, with employees supposedly being forced to leave the office building only 30 minutes after the company's closure was announced. They went out of business. In mid-2019, Minecraft Story Mode was entirely pulled from all online stores and platforms. It was officially discontinued. That all begs the question: what happened? Well, let's first look at how Minecraft Story Mode performed. Was the game a monetary success, or was it a failure? Now, when it comes to how well the game did in terms of sales and player count, we have very limited statistics to draw from, as much of that information is not publicly available. However, if we do a bit of a comparison, the potentially lackluster performance of Story Mode becomes clearer. First of all, let's look at the Steam statistics of the game, which contains the only publicly available player count data there is. Upon release, the game peaked at 6,400 players online, but it lost over half of that by its second month. Despite a small bounce back 1 month later, the game then proceeded to rapidly decline the following few months, despite new episodes continuing to release regularly, and about 1 year after release, Story Mode was only seeing player counts in the low hundreds, of which continued to dwindle as time went on. An estimated 400,000 to 1.2 million copies were purchased on Steam. Now, obviously, the game was also available on consoles and other platforms, but on PC, Steam was the main platform it was purchasable on. It wasn't available in the Minecraft launcher like other later Minecraft spin-offs. If we compare Minecraft Story Mode's player count statistics to Minecraft Legends, another Minecraft spin-off which released last year, you'll see that they had similar player count peaks, despite Steam not being the main PC platform Minecraft Legends was available on, also purchasable on the Xbox Store, as well as in the official Minecraft launcher. So, based off of this data, Minecraft Story Mode seemed to perform similarly to Minecraft Legends in terms of player count, and considering that Steam was not the main PC platform Legends was purchased on, and also that Minecraft overall was less popular when Legends released, this does indicate that Story Mode might not have sold too well, or did not perform as well as it should have considering the Minecraft branding. But there is conflicting information against this evidence. First of all, according to anonymous sources from Telltale Games, alongside The Walking Dead and 7 Days to Die, Minecraft Story Mode was one of the studio's only profitable titles in its later years. There isn't any additional information about this vague claim, however, and while Story Mode may have turned a profit, it may not have been as significant as predicted or required for a Minecraft spin-off game. Second of all, if we compare the popularity of the Minecraft Story Mode and Minecraft Legends topics in Google Trends, you'll see that Story Mode was significantly more popular and remained as such for a while. It actually had even greater popularity than Minecraft Dungeons, which was considered a success. So the game clearly was popular. Did it really sell badly? Well, here's my leading theory for this discrepancy between popularity and player count, of which many of us, including myself, probably contributed to without even realizing. How many of you who were interested in Minecraft Minecraft Story Mode actually bought the game. Back in 2015 when Story Mode first released, I remember watching Captain Sparkles play it through entirely, but I never actually bought the game myself because once I had seen him play it, there was no reason for me to. Story Mode is ultimately a story-based game, and while you can make decisions and there are minor gameplay elements, once you know the story, there's really no point to playing it yourself. If I'm watching a playthrough of Minecraft Dungeons, I might think, hey, that looks like fun, I want to try it out. But if I'm watching a playthrough of Minecraft Story Mode, I'm not watching it for the gameplay but the story, and in that regard, I get almost the same, if not an even more enjoyable experience, watching some YouTuber I like playing it, rather than playing it myself. Obviously, this is just a theory, so I conducted a few polls and the results seem to support my hypothesis. Around 40% of the over 30,000 total respondents to my polls on both YouTube and Twitter mentioned they watched a YouTuber play Story Mode and never actually bought the game themselves. Removing the responses from players who didn't watch or buy Story Mode leaves us with a result of about 55% of players who never bought Story Mode despite being interested enough in it to watch a playthrough. That's over half of respondents. Just like how over half of you guys watching this video aren't subscribed. We are almost at 750k subs now, so be sure to subscribe. No pressure. Outside of the game's performance, there's one other factor that's often ignored when discussing what went wrong with Minecraft Story Mode though, and that's the fact that despite being positively reviewed and looked back upon now, during 2015 and 2016 when the game was just released, feedback was very mixed. I actually remember this too. Upon the announcement of Minecraft Story Mode, quite a significant number of people were calling it a quick cash grab by Microsoft, who had recently acquired the game 1 year prior. Obviously this isn't true, but it was a prevailing narrative that was spread around by the online gaming community, even outside of Minecraft. So much so that you even had articles and videos by big gaming news websites calling it the opposite. Besides those rumors though, when it came to the actual gameplay, there were some big issues too. Many players complained that the animations looked strange, claiming they looked like the animations in a cringy Minecraft parody, or mentioning they had uncanny movement, specifically with their faces. Basically, the animation and general style was quite divisive. Players at the time either loved it or hated it. There wasn't much in between. The other prevailing issue which many players at the time had was relating to the weak and uninteresting characters. Now, obviously, Minecraft Story Mode was a game that was generally targeted at younger audiences, so there wasn't necessarily going to be a mature or compelling story. But that doesn't excuse the characters from being forgettable and bland. One Reddit comment I read claimed that the characters and story felt like a Nickelodeon Junior cartoon, and that the characters were not appealing to certain older audiences, which I think summarizes the problems with them well. Interestingly, Minecraft Story Mode was originally planned as a more mature game and was actually reworked to be a family-friendly title instead, so that does track. Another element of the negative initial reception towards the game which isn't considered was the fact that Minecraft Story Mode was the first ever Minecraft spin-off, so expectations were high and all over the place from players. Considering that Minecraft is an open sandbox game where you create your own stories and goals, and Story Mode on the other hand was the polar opposite, players thought that Story Mode was very un-Minecraft-like, some going as far as to say that Minecraft Story Mode was a violation of Notch's vision for the game. There are elements of truth to this argument. Minecraft Story Mode really isn't about Minecraft, it just uses a Minecraft setting and visual design. Obviously, anybody who was familiar with Telltale would have realized that this was going to be a story-driven game, but I believe much of the confusion came from the fact that the game was vaguely tied with Minecraft Story Mode, implying that this was some story version of Minecraft or somehow part of the regular game. This was the first Minecraft spin-off after all, and thus when Story Mode actually released, many players' expectations were completely subverted. It wasn't what they expected to see, as it was entirely different from Minecraft. Interestingly, outside of the Minecraft community, there were also players who were fans of Telltale's prior games that had complaints. As we mentioned earlier, a potential key reason why the game didn't perform too well financially was because its story-driven nature meant that many players didn't feel the need or desire to buy the game and play through it themselves. Longtime fans of Telltale who had played their older games mentioned that Telltale's newer games such as Story Mode had shifted much more to a narrative story style, dropping many of the gameplay mechanics such as puzzles and minigames which they found challenging and fun. Basically, Telltale's newer games were more dumbed down and focused on the narrative over gameplay, resulting in many Telltale fans not taking as much of a liking to it. This once again was probably done in intentionally to target a younger audience, but just because the target audience is younger, it doesn't necessarily mean that the gameplay must be boring and forgettable. So, both the Minecraft and Telltale audiences were not exactly pleased with the game upon its release, as both of them didn't entirely get what they wanted from the game and had many of their own valid complaints. There were some other complaints related to technical aspects of the game, including camera and texture issues, the lack of ability to rebind keys, and also a funny experience which happened to my younger brother who bought the game, where he somehow got soft-locked in a specific episode and was unable to progress until he restarted, but those complaints were minor in the grander scheme of the game's issues. Ironically, it seems that many of those technical issues were caused by the studio being under crunch or having to rewrite game narratives regularly due to pressure from higher-up management. Is this the end of the line for story mode, or could it come back? A year after going out of business, Telltale was acquired by LCG Entertainment. Years later now, some of their popular titles, such as The Wolf Among Us, do have sequels which are in development. However, there has not been any additional information related to story mode yet, and the game is still unavailable for purchase, indicating that there may not be enough interest to bring it back for a third season. Telltale also no longer has the rights to the game now. It is up to Microsoft and Mojang. That being said, dedicated fans are working on a fan-made remake of the game, and after releasing an extremely impressive trailer 2 months ago now, with animation that seems far higher quality than the original game, many players are hopeful. The trailer actually has over 2 million views, so this is very anticipated. This will not be a new game, however, rather a reimagination of the characters and plotlines from the original game in a new animated format released on YouTube. Despite Minecraft Story Mode's original mixed reception, the younger player base it was initially targeted at, who grew up with it and have nostalgic feelings towards it, remember it fondly, and all things considered, it really was an okay game. Let's just say we've seen much worse Minecraft spin-offs, and Minecraft Story Mode is not one of them. And that is the story behind Minecraft Story Mode, the potential reasons it may have not been successful, and why it never got a third season, ultimately resulting in it now being entirely unavailable to purchase everywhere online. I hope you all enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe, thank you all so much for watching.